Hi, this is Barb with the Cambria County Library System. Today we're going to go over one of our resources that we provide known as Pronunciator. This is a language learning program that is provided free through your Cambria County Library card. And we think it's a really fun way to learn some languages. Pronunciator actually offers 163 languages and dialects, helping you get exactly what you'd like to learn. So to get started, we're going to visit the cclsys.org website. That is the main website for Cambria County Library Systems. And then right here under collections, we're going to go down to digital resources, and that's going to bring you to our main digital resources page here. This is going to offer you all sorts of apps and databases available. And at the very bottom, we will find Pronunciator right between photos and documents and Tumble Math. So we're going to go ahead and click on this link. It's going to take you to a main registration page. What you need to do is just enter in your library card number right here and go ahead and register. We want to register instead of using instant access. That way we can come back to courses later. It's going to ask you for an email address. And then you can create a password, and it'll give you some recommendations on how to create that password. Next, we're going to select Launch Pronunciator, and it's going to take us to the main website. First thing it wants to know is it wants to get us started immediately, so we're going to go ahead and select a language to get started. And let's see, to get started, let's just go ahead with Spanish. And you can already see here they have different dialects available. Let's go ahead and select Mexican because we are pretty close to some populated areas with some higher Spanish speaking residents. So I'd like to learn how to speak with them. First thing we're going to see here is a couple different options on how to start learning. Daily lessons are great if you just want a short, concise little package to get started and you're not looking for anything long term. Maybe you just want a little refresher. Same with learning guides. There are going to be a few options under learning guides to get more concentrated information. There is a main course here that will walk you through, and that's a very set and established path for success. It's probably one of the longer scenarios for you. But I like the personalized courses right here. This is great because it's going to take into consideration either some hobbies and interests that you have, or you can even select to learn based on your occupation. And they have a lot of different occupations here so that you can really maybe make this a personal thing, get vocabulary and phrases that would be relevant to your position, or maybe just something in your life that speaks to you. So we're going to go ahead and select on the librarian section here so that I can get some recommendations and learn some phrases that will help me in my position at the library. It's going to ask me some questions about where I am in my language learning. So most people are going to select beginner right here. That's going to give you the most basic phrases and really get you on the ground level. Then it's going to ask your age range. That way it can choose vocabulary that fits a good match for you. And then it's going to ask how many courses you would like how many weeks the courses should last for you. So if you're maybe just looking to get started, or if you're very committed, you can actually base this exactly what's right for you. But the default is 8, and we're going to stick with 8 weeks for this. Next, it's going to ask you about how many new phrases you would like to learn every day. If you'd like more drills and quizzes, drills are going to be things like flashcards that help you learn the words, and then quizzes are more geared towards helping you practice. It's going to ask if you have a microphone or a webcam to use. This can be really useful for pronunciation and actually being able to practice later. So I actually think I want a few more quizzes. I'm going to lean a little more that way so that I can do more quizzes with my language learning. And yes, I can use a microphone, but I don't want to use my webcam, so I'm going to select no webcam. Then we're going to hit next. And it's going to ask me a few priorities that I have for learning. As a librarian, I would certainly like to be able to speak Spanish and understand people. I'd also like to be able to read it pretty well, but I might not need to write it so much. So I'm going to make these choices based on my own use. You can ask for a daily reminder, and then you can name your course to help you. That way, if you are making multiple courses, you can name them different things to find them more easily. Once you've gone through these options, you just click Build Course. And then we are on our way here. I can just click Personalized Courses, and it's going to have my course right here so that I can click on it and go ahead and get started. Once you're in a course here, it's going to give you a couple different options on how to write. It'll analyze your pronunciation. It'll give you vocabulary. This will be a quiz here. You can tell because it's got a little star. And then up at the top, it's going to give you a couple pieces of information. For example, we are on week 1 and day 1. If we maybe wanted to jump ahead or go backwards to go over some information, we can certainly change where we are just to get us where we want to be. There's also an option here to export your lesson plan to a PDF. That way you can print it out and practice when you're not at a computer. Now that I've shown you how to build a course, let me go over some of the other controls here. You can log out at any time. Maybe if you're sharing a computer and somebody else might need to log in, you just click that button right there. We also have some stats available. That's going to show you your progress, things you've learned, where your quizzes were. So it'll actually tell you if you scored, 100% on a quiz or less. So maybe that would be a good way to review what practice you need for later needs. Under settings, we're going to have a couple different options here, mostly for the session that we're in right now. And it can be useful to change how many times a native speaker speaks a phrase to help learn pronunciation. We can adjust our volume in case it's too loud or too soft. And then we can return home and start fresh. And on this home page, because we've already started this course, anytime we log back in, we can just dive right into the course specifically, or we can start a new course here and start fresh with a different language or maybe a different style of how we choose to learn. So that is a brief overview of our Pronunciator course. We certainly hope that if you have any questions, you reach out to us. We are always here and available for them. And we certainly appreciate you choosing the Cambria County Library System and Pronunciator. Thank you.